Hi, boys and girls. So today for our social studies lesson, I am going to read you a book, and the title of the book is Peace Begins with You. It is written by Katherine Scholes and illustrated by Robert Ingpen. So this story reminds me, the title anyways, reminds me of a kids yoga teacher training class I took a couple years ago. And one of the things that the instructor taught us was a peace begins with me. And so you touch the tips of your fingers and it's like a mantra. Peace begins with me. And so I would like to say that I think peace begins with you and peace begins with me. So we're going to read this book by Katherine Scholes, once more illustrated by Robert Ingpen. And then you'll have a writing prompt for your assignment. Peace can feel warm, bright, and strong, or calm, cool, and gentle. It can be found in a place that is busy and loud, and be missing in the calmest, quietest place on earth. Peace means different things to different people, in different places, at different times in their lives. So, what is peace? Where does it come from? How can you find it? And how can you keep it? And the image here is the same one that's on the title, the cover. Okay. There are some things you need just to stay alive. Food, water, a place to live, clothes to keep warm, help when you are ill or injured. Peace is having the things you need. Then there are things that you want to help make life good. Small things like a cup of hot chocolate on a winter evening, or a walk along an empty beach, or a special place to be alone with your friends. And big things like not being afraid and having the chance to study and learn, like knowing you are loved by family and friends. Peace is being able to have or to hope for and work for at least some of the things you want. Okay, so far we're reading about peace. So peace is the topic of this book, and it's talking about different ways that people achieve peace and the different ways people can feel peace and the different things that people need in order to have peace. Everybody is different. They want and need different things in different places at different times in their lives. Peace is being allowed to be different and letting others be different from you. Okay? So we're reading here that peace can be different for different people. Some people find peace in active environments where there's noise, music, or talking, and some people feel anxious in those environments and they want calm, peaceful, maybe being alone in the woods or at their houses. And also that can change according to our moods or what time of day or what time of month or year it is. Because people are different, their needs or wants don't always fit easily together, in the same place, at the same time. And even when people are not very different, there can be problems. They may want to have or use the same thing at the same time, or there may not be enough of something that everybody wants to go around. Okay, so this is acknowledging that while people are different, people are also very similar. And so we have a lot of similarities, and so we may want the same thing, but there not be enough of it, or we may want different things and we are all getting the same thing. There's various situations in life that we have to compromise or find solutions in order to achieve peace. Living with others means you can't always have what you need or want, when, where, or exactly how you would like it. It means that sometimes your feeling of peace will be interrupted in a small way or in a big way. Some people have tried living all by themselves so that their peace would be complete, but often it doesn't work. They feel lonely, and loneliness is not a peaceful feeling. So what can be done when people's needs or wants don't seem to fit together in the same place or at the same time? There can be arguments, angry words, silences, or even fighting. It can go on for a long time or a short time, until one side wins and the other loses, until one gets what they want or need and the other gives up. When this happens, peace is interrupted, but something completely different can happen. There can be another kind of argument, one where both sides explain what they need or want and why, where they listen to one another, where they work together to solve the problem so that both sides can have what they need or want, or at least some of it. Sometimes other people outside the problem can help this to happen. They can say if someone is being unfair or breaking the rules of the argument. They can suggest ways of solving the problem so that peace is not interrupted. And sometimes, between two different paths that can't be brought together, a third way can be found. One that is different from what was first needed or wanted, but that is good for both sides. The third way may even be a better way for everybody. Conflict can be the beginning of something new and good. So now we're reading about how conflict can arise when two or more people need or want different things, and that can interrupt our peace. But when we communicate, talk about our needs and wants, and find solutions, we can find ways of giving peace to all people involved. But what happens when no third way can be found? When people have talked, listened, thought, and still their needs or wants just can't be fitted together. There are still choices that can be made. The two sides could agree to move apart from the problem or each other so that neither gets what they first wanted, or they could make a deal involving other things they both need or want. So this is very broad, but it's basically saying that there always has to be some kind of solution to a conflict, whether that's giving the conflict time and it resolves itself, or putting the problem behind us and not worrying about it, if that can be done. But many times some kind of solution needs to be achieved, right? There are always choices that can be made. Some choices threaten peace, some choices protect it. Every day, people make choices about peace at home, at school, at work. Their choices affect others as well as themselves. Okay, we're kind of learning that as we get older and we have more life experiences, that our choices and how we communicate and how we share resources, or how we make decisions together, can either help us achieve peace or hinder us from achieving peace. The same kinds of choices are made when there are problems between one country and another. Some choices lead in the end to war, but through people talking, listening, and working things out together, peace can be protected. It's not always easy. It takes two or more to work together, but it also takes two or more to fight. And often it only takes one to begin the first step toward a peaceful solution. Working for peace may be harder than using force. That's an interesting sentence. Working for peace may actually be more difficult than working against peace or working with force. You may have to be braver and stronger. So peace takes bravery and strength. You may have to learn new skills, new ways of thinking and planning. So peace takes innovation. It takes being willing to try new things and think about solutions. But when you consider how much pain is caused by the breaking of peace in families, neighborhoods, and countries all over the world and all through time, it has to be worth it. Peace has to be a better way. Some people think only about having peace for themselves. They don't care about what others need or want. They try to stay inside their own peaceful place and keep everyone else's problems outside it. They might get away with this for a little or even a long while, but in the end, the only hope of lasting peace in our homes, our communities, and all the countries of the world is a peace that is real for everyone. This can only begin to happen when more people work toward making sure others have the things they need, and at least some of the things they want. When more people work toward making sure everyone is treated fairly, treated like family, all through history there have been peacemakers, people who have worked for peace by trying to make life better for others. They have worked to have laws changed or created and things shared more fairly, so that everyone, whoever and wherever they are, can have the chance of a good life. Being a peacemaker often means saying no. It may mean starting a conflict, because if you believe something is wrong or unfair, you may have to speak up and you may have to act. But there are many different ways to speak and act, and some are more likely to bring change with peace than others. Our world is full of change. Ideas and beliefs change. Ways of living change. The natural world itself changes in our lifetimes and across whole chapters of history. And we can see that so far studying history, that there's been a lot of changes over the years of human history. And our ideas about what we need and especially what we want change as well. To keep up with these changes, we have invented new ways of finding and using more and more of what our planet can give us. Often this causes conflict between the needs of plants and animals and the needs or wants of people. And too often it's people who have their way. And all living things are part of one giant web of life, and in the end, they all depend on one another. So when we think about the future, we must think about living in peace with the land. And there's no pictures here, just all those words that we read. So we can kind of picture something in our head when we read those words. We can picture people living in peace with the land and people acting and saying peacefully what they need and what they want to change. Caring about problems in the world and even having problems of your own doesn't mean you can't feel peace anymore. There is a special kind of peace that lives inside you. Some people can feel this peace even when they are in great pain, fear, or danger. Many different philosophies and religious faiths teach about this inside peace and also about making peace in the world. So that's an interesting concept. We're reading now about a feeling of peace in spite of maybe not everything being peaceful around us. So cultivating a peace inside of us when we're centered and calm that we can feel even if we have conflict going on with friends, family, or in our communities. We're still acting to try to make peace, but we're also feeling a persistent peace inside of us, even when we're trying to make changes for more peace outside. And here's a picture. It kind of looks like Mother Teresa. Peace is not a gap between times of fighting or a space where nothing is happening. Peace is something that lives, grows, spreads, and needs to be looked after. My dog barking while I'm trying to record this is kind of disturbing my peace, but I'm trying not to let it get to me and to feel peaceful anyways. How to be a peacemaker. Learn about what is happening in the world around you. Learn about different ways of living and thinking. Be involved in the decisions being made on your behalf by parents, teachers, counselors, and politicians. But first of all, learn about yourself, about why you think, believe, feel, and act as you do. Learn how to listen and how to see things from another point of view. Learn how to solve problems peacefully in your own life, because peace begins with you in your own backyard. And of course, peace also begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Okay, boys and girls, that was our book. I hope you enjoyed that story, and your writing prompt will be within your assignment.